Hello, how are you guys? I'm so excited. I'm here in Paris for Fashion Week, and I have the lovely Carin here from Rodebjer. Am I saying it correctly?
Yeah, you do. It's great.
I feel so proud. I feel so proud.
So good.
Thank you. Well, I have long admired your clothing. I've had it at Hampden before. It's back in the store now, and her collection looks incredible. So to highlight International Women's Day, I wanted to ask you a few questions about you, about your brand, and get to know you. So cheers.
So cheers.
So when was the brand founded? Go over basics.
It was founded 2000 actually in New York. I was studying at FIT at that time, and then I was always sewing my own clothes, and people stopped me in the street. So that's so good with New York. They always, see talent. I don't think it would have happened in Sweden. So, and then I met a store owner. She had a store on Prince Street, and she was like, that was called the dressing room. And she was like, can you come by and show your stuff? So that's how it started. It was an amazing story.
And when did you, because there's such a Scandinavian movement right now, trending and happening in fashion, what do you think that is about? Or do you create some of or do you garner some of your recent success with that movement?
Yeah, I think, the Scandinavian touch is, we're kind of practical, the Scandinavian women, because most women work full-time, and some have kids, and you have to be able to be versatile with the way you dress. You have to be able to go to work, and then you have to maybe pick up your child and then go for a cocktail in the evening. So how you dress has to be able to, walk you through the day in a way. So I think we have the practical aspect of getting dressed, and then also that it's not usually luxurious price. The price is accessible.
Yes.
Usually.
And that's so fascinating, and that's really touched on with a lot of our clients have resonated with that and myself as well, because it's not knockoff, it's not copying anything else and diluting someone else's vision. It's original and unique, and yet you're able to produce it at this price point. How is that possible?
I actually don't know, because it's still about high quality, because I think a lot of Swedes and Scandinavian people like quality. So I grew up with a mom who was into craft, so for us it has been forbidden not to use good quality. So we always use good quality, and then we have factories. Where we have factories, we've been able to keep the prices on a reasonable and accessible price level.
And that's so great. Some of your pieces, like this coat I'm wearing, is so fabulous for the season. What was your inspiration for the fall 2019 collection?
Because I lived in New York for a long time. So with this one, it was just after I moved back to Sweden, and then I started to be able to travel within Europe, and then I traveled to Marrakesh a lot. So it was actually, I looked at the colors of Marrakesh. And then I had like 3 spirit animals that I followed with this collection. There was the crane, that's about hope. And then it was the scarab that actually brings the sun to earth every morning. It's a very nice story. And the snake, that's about life renewal. So I had those spirit animals who kind of brought the story and the strength to the women.
Amazing. I love hearing that. And that's what's so cool about fashion. Fashion truly is art.
Yeah.
There's one woman sitting here who came up with an original story, an original design, and then put her ideas on paper in order to get them created and made. I think it's lost sometimes, especially in the American market, of how intricate and special details.
Yeah, and I love to have a story. If you're not interested in the story, you don't have to listen to it. But for those who love the depth of it, it's there. But it's also just clothing for people to dress up, because in the end of the day, you just want to look good, or look good for a meeting or a date or a board meeting or whatever you're going to do. So you can choose how deep you want to dig, but we always have a story. And my team is amazing, and we always dig deep when we work. And then you pick whatever dimension or layer you want to dig into as a customer.
So you have an important anniversary coming up, though. That means 20 years.
I know.
That's
Crazy,
incredible.
right? Crazy.
What are you going to do?
Oh, I haven't even, I'm probably going to work. I haven't done the last 20 years.
That's totally true.
Yeah.
Which
You
leads
know
me
how it
into
is.
International Women's Day again and saying, you know, if this business has changed so much, is there anything that you think has changed for the worse or the better for women?
I mean, it's a lot of things that has been better because of social media, and you can get contact with people around the world.
Okay.
But then I think sometimes the stress is a bit bad. It's like going so fast, and we really have to remember to reconnect to ourselves. I think to be able to dress the way we want to dress as well, because for me it's like a decision from the inside how you want to get dressed. And then also as women, if you don't give time for yourself, how are you going to be able to evolve as a person? So I think you have to be aware today, conscious of what you do and how you spend your time,
Would you
and
say
what you spend your money on as well.
Very true. Would you say you dress for yourself or a man?
Definitely for myself. And then if you feel confident, the men come along somehow. Men are easy.
They are like a stray dog, right?
Yeah.
It is true. And
yourself,
it's true.
to make yourself happy, that's harder.
Yeah, it is. And isn't that true? Once you've made yourself happy, they do come along.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how that happens.
It's easy.
So what would you say is your biggest obstacle over the years that you've had to overcome? It's one of the questions that...
I think, actually, I mean, it's usually, I was looking at the Calder and Picasso exhibition today, and then I was thinking about, because they talked so much about space and negative space and interesting things, and then I was thinking that your talent is easy, because that comes easy, and you don't think about the talent you have. The thing you think about is your limitations, because those are the ones that kind of knocks you out of balance in a way. So I think working with overcoming your own limitations when it comes to success or growth or whatever, that could be hard. That's the most challenging thing, I think. Because also as a founder, and you're a founder, you have your own store, you have to grow out of yourself, I think, to be able to make other people grow.
I could not agree more. That was actually one of my answers as well. Because in order to be a good leader, I have to continue challenging myself so that I can therefore challenge my team.
Yeah.
If I'm not growing, then they're not growing.
No, exactly.
But it's a challenge. It's a challenge to show up every day and be the strength that they need you to be.
Yeah. And you have to be inspired in spirit all the time to be able to do it authentically, I think. So that has been the challenge when you work too much as well.
It is true. You lose it. And why do we as women tend to go internal and punish ourselves or criticize ourselves rather than men don't seem to have that problem? Isn't that interesting?
No, I don't. I think it's good and bad, both actually. And I've always felt that what people look as like female sides is something that's good. It's actually good that we have this wide perspective of things. We might have connections with our emotional strength, which is a tool if you can handle it right. Mm-hmm. It's not good to come in and scream every day or cry in the office, of course, but if you learn to handle your emotions, it's actually like a superpower, I think.
Absolutely. Is there any authors or podcasts or anything that you do to continue to inspire yourself or reconnect?
I watch a lot of documentaries and read biographies. Mm-hmm. I actually just now watched Maria Callas, the opera singer, the documentary about her. She was super interesting. And then the Jane Fonda documentary.
Interesting.
It was so amazing. She's quite an interesting woman.
She's a trailblazer.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure, yeah.
And she's not been afraid to stand up for a long time.
No, she's amazing. So I think you can actually find answers in other people's life stories.
I love picking up what you said about fear. Yeah. Fear is the one thing that holds us back from our own greatness. And I hear that a lot in even my twin sister in her own journey as a business coach and things, that of leading other strong women, that fear can hold us back. Yeah. And if we let that fear go, then we can grow to be things that we didn't even imagine.
No, exactly.
It's interesting that that's our own limitation.
Exactly. And I think as women, we should hold each other's back as much as we can, because we tend to be hard to ourselves, but also to other women. So you have to find ways to encourage each other, I think.
Mm-hmm. You know, one thing I did that is so small, but even when the Emmys were on, there were so many beautiful gowns, and everybody wants to know the best and the worst dressed.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting that we shouldn't just say the best dressed?
I
So I
know.
purposely did not do the worst dressed because I said,
Oh, that's
there's
so
no
good.
point in putting another woman down and saying,
No.
that's bad and this is good.
And imagine what they go through. I mean, all the hard work they've done, and they maybe are stressed, and they get a dress that doesn't fit them, and then people go like, that's the worst. It's just so mean.
It is. And it doesn't help build them up. And the thing is, and I'm really about this at Hampden, is that feeling good, that may look different or feel different to every woman that walks in the door.
Yeah.
And if they have the pride or self-confidence to go out in that amazing outfit and they love it, then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what we think.
I agree. Fashion is such a good tool in that way, because it's so optimistic and it's fun, and that's what I say in our store. We have a big flagship store in Stockholm, and people come and actually enjoy themselves, and we have fun, and people dress up and they play and they start to talk with the other customers, and they talk about everything, work advice or sex advice or whatever, you need to have in
Well,
a
retail
crazy
therapy
mix.
for a reason, right?
Yeah.
We're a therapy office.
Yeah.
And I do feel, and I wonder if you feel the same, that fashion is shifting, that we're shifting out of the mean girl energy and moving into this positive energy, hopefully, where we can support each other.
Yeah.
Where it's
I
not
think
cool
it should.
anymore to be.
No, exactly. I've always said that it's not cool to be mean at all. I mean, that's not.
And we joke about it only because we've seen it happen over your 20 years and my 17 years in the business.
Yeah.
It's not an easy one.
No, it's not.
And that's something we talked about before we got started, is the journey.
Yeah.
And working hard. So do you have any fun stories of working late or
my God, I have so many crazy
travel
stories.
craziness?
I can tell you, I had one Christmas when I lied to my parents that I was celebrating with my husband, and I lied to my husband and said I was celebrating with my parents, and then I stayed home to work because they were like, "You are addicted to your work," and I was like, "No, I'm not. I have to go and meet my parents now for Christmas." And then I lied, and I stayed home to work. So that was a crazy story.
That is a crazy story.
I don't do those
You don't
any
do
longer.
this. Yeah. So when did you find that balance to say, I need to take care of myself?
I
Is it
think
age?
the last year maybe, because now the business Rodebjer has grown so much and we're doing really well. So I can actually sit back a little bit, not for long, but once in a while. And then that's when I started taking care of myself.
And from there you've noticed a difference even in your growth, I bet, the business.
Yeah. So it's good to have some, relax once in a while.
Yeah.
For everyone in the business.
For everyone.
And the customers.
Yeah, surprisingly, it's not as glamorous as it sounds.
No,
Right?
not at all. I mean, it's glamorous in a different way.
It is.
For the hard work, that's glamour as well, I think.
Yeah.
Upside down, glamour upside down.
So what do you take as your most rewarding moment? They said, what is your biggest accomplishment? But I think that there's something more about the reward of what we do.
I think, the deepest rewards for me are when I see customers who are really happy when they wear Rodebjer. We have so many loyal customers, and it's rewarding from within, I think, when they feel safe and they feel that we find solutions for their needs, real needs and fashion needs. And then of course we've had amazing things when Meryl Streep has been wearing.
Casual.
Yeah.
Just Meryl Streep.
Yeah. And I love her. That's of course a big thing. Or when I did a presentation with Solange that I love very much. With this, when I connect to the women I admire, celebrities or not, I'm happy.
That's incredible. Is there anyone you have not dressed that you would love to dress?
Amal Clooney, maybe.
Ooh, yes.
She's a good working inspiration.
Working.
Hard-working woman with the brains and the looks.
That's a really good one. Let's let's see, I have a couple more questions I want to get. Who are some of your female role models and why?
I've had so many, and lots of my collections are built on these role models. It started, when I was a kid. I read the biography about Edith Piaf when I was 14, and her life story and what she went through was crazy. And then, actually, when I watched Out of Africa when I was really young,
Yes.
with Meryl Streep.
Oh my gosh, my parents were obsessed.
Yeah, my God. And Karen Blixen is an interesting woman. And what she did at that time. And then I think there are so many roles. Gloria Steinem. Love her. I love her. I love what she did. I love how she is and what she has done. Yeah, I have so many. Maria Callas, Jane Fonda, Cher.
Yeah.
Joe Didion.
Yes.
There are many women
Yeah.
you can find inspiration from.
Is there anything that you think is a misconception about women that needs to stop?
A misconception about women. I don't know. I've just always been.
Or an assumption?
I've just been so focused on what I want to be in action. So I haven't been. I've just been focusing on what to do and about women, and I haven't even been thinking so much about the misconceptions or the assumptions. But I think there are many, especially successful women, maybe how you are, or if that that successful women are hard, or I don't believe that it's either or. I think you can be both sensitive and driven at the same time, and be kind, and be, caring, even though you happen to be successful. It's not like an either or thing. That happens with women sometimes, I think.
Absolutely.
You box women in. Or
They have to be
either or.
Yeah. Definitely. And those limitations or misconceptions definitely still occur in the South, of all places.
Oh, yeah.
Because we still are traditional, if you will, with maybe American values or the things that we've grown up with. But it is by meeting strong women like you and bringing them to Charleston and connecting with them in person that we give everyone a taste of what fashion really can do with their life. That it's not just about the clothing, it is about the strong women behind the clothing. There's something to be said about a female designer, of the way they cut things, the way they understand a woman's body. You can tell a woman is designing it.
Yeah. I think you feel it from the inside in a way. That's how I do. I feel it from the inside, how I want to feel on the inside, as well as how I want to look. So it's this, you have such a close connection to what you want to wear and what you want to express. It's not just the vision, it's actually much deeper.
Yeah, I would always say it's the exterior language of who you are on the inside.
Yeah.
You're walking
That's
around
nice.
saying, this is who I am. And you know what is so great is I'm a Gemini, and I always say it's who I want to be today. I don't know who I'll be tomorrow, but
exactly.
I may be in all pink, or I may be in all black, or it depends on my mood. And it's fun to play that role and show that side of my personality.
That's amazing. That's also what I try to do with my collection, not to be too narrow, because I want different women to be able to fit into Rodebjer. I'm not the one that's going to say what the right kind of woman is. You can be, either like a girl, or you can go quite androgynous with the collection, and that's on purpose, because I want many women to meet around with Rodebjer.
That's so incredible. I love it. Well, it has been such a pleasure connecting with you and hearing your story, and I could sit here for hours. So instead, we're just gonna have to get you to Charleston.
No, yeah,
I have it on video now, so now you really have to come.
I'm coming. Cheers for that.
Cheers to that.
I'm coming.
So stay tuned for a date. Thanks.